Right now at 6 o'clock, Norwich police looking for a man who they say is a person of interest in a deadly shooting.
And today, the public health emergencies for COVID-19 are ending. What this could mean for you.
Also protecting yourself from mosquitoes. It's not just in your hands. We'll tell you what officials in our state are trying to do to help you out.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning, sunshine. 6 o'clock on a Thursday. Happy Friday Eve, as I like to say.
Yep.
Thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 61. I'm Symphony Privet.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Yeah, getting this Thursday started. Not sure what to make of this skyline from Hartford behind us. A little, I don't know if hazy's the right word.
Well, it's the same story that we've been talking about. The smoke gets in your eyes when you're looking that way.
Yeah.
Like the Platters used to sing. Good morning to you. We have a forecast that's, other than that, looking pretty perfect. The dry streak continues, and it's a seasonal feel if you feel like summer. Temperatures running 10 degrees above normal today. Mother's Day looking good. We'll talk about that outlook coming up. Cloud and radar pictures other than the smoke, and you see it coming in quiet. There's really nothing of note thanks to high pressure down to the south. Temperature-wise, we're at 46 in Hartford, 46 in New Haven, with the rest of the slot machine coming up all sunlight. 41 to now 52 degrees over in Groton. We like that a lot. Here's the bus stop forecast. 51 for the high schoolers getting on the bus this hour. 78 when you're getting off later on. All afternoon activities are go for lunch. And that's the way we're going to keep it for the next few days. We'll talk about that coming up. Let's get a look at the roads right now. Lauren Zenzi with a look at traffic.
Good morning to you, Matt. Good morning, everyone. We do have a couple of crashes out there to get to, both of them being one-car crashes. The first one we're going to bring you out to just popped up at 5:57 just a few short minutes ago, already causing a pretty large backup at this point. This is on I-95 southbound out in West Haven. Like I said, it is a one-car crash between exits 45 and 43. As of right now, DOT is reporting that just the right lane is closed, seeing how large this backup is, possibly multiple lane closures at this point. Now, moving things over into the Norwich area, we also have a crash on 395 southbound. There is a rollover between exits 18 and 14. We did reach out to Connecticut State Police on this crash. They say as of right now, it is unknown if there are any injuries in this crash, but it is just a rollover, one vehicle. In and around the capital city, construction has cleared. Traffic is moving freely on 91. 84, Route 2, all looking good. Taking a live look out in the capital city. Things are moving smoothly for the morning commute. We'll check back in on the roads coming up at 6:30. For now, Tim, I'll send things over. Over.
That's okay, Lauren. Thank you. We got developing news here. Norwich police said they're looking for a person of interest after a teenager was shot and killed. That happened yesterday afternoon on Sandy Lane. Police said 19-year-old Kamari Jabez Norman Clack was shot and later died at a hospital. The person of interest here is 19-year-old Stankovic Fabre. Police said he used to live on Sandy Lane, and he might be driving an older model two-door red Mustang. So please call police if you know anything. Or, call the Norwich police more specifically. 6:03, today also marks the end of the federal and state pandemic emergencies. That means state-run testing and vaccine centers will soon be closing their doors.
Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live at the Capitol this morning with what this means for you. Good morning, Brooke.
Well, good morning to you both. The federal and state health emergency orders are ending. Just like you guys said, it's a very big day, both for the country and for here in Connecticut. Now, this means various options considering funding and requirements for vaccination and testing are all going to be changing. Now, both former President Trump and Governor Lamont officially signed those health emergencies into order on March 10th, 2020. Since then, more than 12,300 Connecticut residents and more than 1.1 million Americans have died from the coronavirus. By declaring COVID-19 a public health emergency, the state was able to fund testing distribution sites and vaccine centers. This was true on the federal level as well. But soon the funding and pandemic-era rules will all come to an end. Vaccines will no longer be required for federal workers, and international travelers won't need to show proof of vaccination to come into the U.S. COVID-19 related illness and testing will need to be covered by your insurance provider as well. Some Connecticut testing site workers say the amount of people coming in daily has drastically dropped, going from around 200 people a day 3 years ago to only a handful at most now. Government leaders say that we have moved into a new phase as there is seemingly a light at the end of the tunnel.
Over the last 2 years, the administration has made significant progress in ability to manage COVID-19 in a way that protects life and health and no longer meaningfully disrupts our lives.
And federal leaders say this really was the last piece of the puzzle when it comes to returning to normalcy, saying that there is a light at the end of the tunnel now that these last few things have been dropped and that funding has now been cut off. Again, everything will be coming to an end here shortly as they have declared this. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Hi, Brooke, thank you. Let's go to Cromwell now. Police say a body was pulled from the Connecticut River after somebody reported that body in the water just before 7 o'clock last night. At this point, we don't know the name of the person who was found, but police did say it's an isolated incident and that there is no threat to the community.
Well, this morning, the Rocky Hill community is speaking up after more racist flyers were found. For the second time in less than a month, residents found flyers with white supremacist rhetoric scattered in their neighborhoods. Police say the most recent incident happening this week in the area of Old Main Street and Goffbrook Lane. Authorities said they had similar language to the ones found back in April. A rally was organized in response to that incident that brought people from all different backgrounds together to condemn the messages.
I feel like this was in response to that. You know, it's like we fought back and now that got another rise out of them, whoever they are, whatever cowards they are.
In the meantime, officers are asking residents to report any similar incidents to them so they can be investigated. West Haven Mayor Nancy Rossi will not seek re-election in the fall. She's been mayor for the last 6 years. Recently, her city has come under some intense scrutiny as former state representative Michael DeMassa, who served the West Haven community, was among those convicted of misusing federal funds allocated to the city for COVID-19 relief purposes. DeMassa is set to be sentenced later on this month. Rossi has not been indicted or charged with any crimes, but has been at the center of criticism, with many calling for her to resign.
Well, today, state lawmakers are expected to push for the state to cancel certain medical debts. Back in February, Governor Lamont proposed this for some residents who are struggling to pay their medical bills. It's all part of his 2-year budget proposal. And this morning at 11, the governor and some state officials are scheduled to talk more about the benefits of their proposal. That's scheduled to happen at the Connecticut Institute for Primary Care Innovation on Ashley Street.
All right, here's something a lot of us just have to deal with as the weather gets a bit warmer outside. We're talking about mosquitoes this morning, and state officials are reminding folks to be aware of the dangers they pose. At 11 this morning in Milford, state and local health officials will discuss the impact of the city's mosquito control program. It's meant to identify and prevent the growth of mosquito breeding sites. Well, next month, widespread monitoring of mosquito activity throughout the state is expected to begin. And if you want to limit your exposure to mosquitoes, listen to this. Milford's health department says there are a couple of things you can do. They're pretty simple here. First up, drain any standing water near your home. Wear light-colored, loose-fitting clothing and long sleeves and pants, especially at dawn and dusk. And lastly, make sure to wear mosquito repellent if you're going to be outside at those times.